Hey everyone. We are so excited to have you here today. Happy Thursday. Happy Friday Eve. And it's coming up on that time again when the holidays are coming and our littles are, and even our big kids, they are so excited. Most of them are so excited about the break and what that means for them. So we are really excited about helping you keep them engaged, keep them focused, but also know that we are having fun at the same time. All right. Thank you so much again for registering for this. We're excited. We have some great people monitoring the chat. Oh my goodness, 17 degrees. Let me tell you, I am on the Texas coast and that number does not register with me. So I hope you're bundled up and warm. All right, let's go ahead and get started and rein in those holiday distractions with literacy games that slay. We have to incorporate those cool words, right? So I am so excited. My name is Jenny Kier, and I have been with Reading Horizons for almost 6 years. I'm an experienced literacy consultant and a new account executive. I specialize in supporting teachers with explicit systematic instruction, multimodal instruction, and really building those teachers up. I have a Bachelor of Science and a Master's from Texas A&M and another Master's from Rice University. I have been in the classroom before. I worked for 13 years. Third grade was my favorite place to be. And as I said earlier, I live on the Texas coast, south of Houston, near Galveston. And I have a husband, Jeremy, a son, Hunter, and one fur baby that we love so much. So I am so excited to introduce my dear friend and coworker, Miss Francine Lawson, and I'll let her introduce herself.
Well, hello and happy Thursday, everyone. I am Francine Lawson, and I'm excited to be here with you today. I'm an educator like so many of you. I've spent several years in the classroom as a classroom teacher, as a site-based literacy coach, as well as a district level support. And so I'm super excited to be here with you. I've had the pleasure of supporting schools and school districts in the Southeast region as a literacy consultant for Reading Horizons. And so my friends in Georgia and Florida and Alabama, South Carolina, those are my guys, those are my peeps. And so super excited to be here with you today and with Jenny to do some really fun things around literacy. To give you a little bit of background around my education, I spent uh, quite a few years working in early classrooms, early literacy classrooms. And so I have a bachelor's degree in early childhood education, as well as a master's degree in educational leadership. And so without further ado or delay, let's get going, Jenny.
Okay, let's get going and head on to slay these literacy games, all right? First of all, we need to remind ourselves or introduce ourselves to this idea if we haven't heard it before. Play is not frivolous. It is brain building. And I was so excited to hear that because a lot of times we kind of associate play with, oh, I'm wasting my time. That's not true. Games are not just for free time. They're not a waste of time because when we play, we are building brains, right? We are learning. Play is just absolutely essential for brain development in children. And first and foremost, cognitive development is happening there. They're learning to problem solve. They're learning executive functioning, like working memory, impulse control, the ability to shift between tasks. Strategic thinking is happening then. There's a lot of strategy involved in some games, and you can't just like willy-nilly play Ticket to Ride. That is something that has a lot of strategy built in. Not so much strategy in things like Candyland, but they're learning, right? They're learning impulse control, the ability to take turns, all those great things. So also, children experience emotional development when they play games. Playing reduces stress. We know that when we're playing, when we're doing something we enjoy, our stress level is coming down. Children learn how to regulate emotions, manage frustration. If you've ever been frustrated in a game, you know, I can't flip this table. I gotta act like a civil human being. So we're learning all of those things, right? We also learn to manage disappointment and excitement. And we can say it's a game, you get to play again, right? If there is some of that disappointment. Social skills, physical development, all of these great things are happening. Building language development, creativity, and imagination. So remember that play, not frivolous, we are building those brains. And that comes from the American Academy of Pediatrics. All right. So let's talk about why or where, more so, where games came from. So here's a little bit of background and history on games. Games were invented because of human curiosity, basically, and creativity. Number one, we like to be entertained. We want to be amused. We want someone or something to keep our attention, hold my attention, make me laugh, help me enjoy life, right? So behind the scenes, games are doing so much more than entertaining us. Um, a lot of them stem from places like human survival, archery, target shooting, axe throwing, fishing tournaments. All of these things stemmed from human survival. And they also, this is so cool, they can help you express your culture. There are games that are specific to cultures. Ever heard or played Loteria? That is from a culture. So, strategy, competition, all of these are found in ancient games. Checkers. Ever played checkers? They've been around for about 5,000 years, dates back to ancient Egypt. So, there's a little bit of history lesson. Let's get out of that cross curricular over to literacy. All right. So now let's talk about incorporating the natural love of games into reading instruction. Games can be part of our instruction. They don't necessarily have to be an afterthought that, oh, if we have time, we'll play games. This can be embedded within your instruction. You can play it at the end, that's okay. You can play it at all different times, but it can also be part of your instruction, your literacy skill instruction. So let's talk about why we need to play these games. All right. Why would we want to play reading games in the first place? Well, we want to reinforce literacy skills that we've taught. Students begin to master them, and then the domino effect comes. Every time we give a child a chance to apply that granular skill that we just taught, let's say we just taught the CH digraph, we play a game, we let them apply, transfer that skill. Every time we do that, we give them a chance to master the skill. And that is super exciting. What else happens? They become more successful, so they have more confidence. They are motivated to say, what's next? And you know what? That is amazing considering that reading and learning to read is cumulative. It builds on itself. So if they get something down, they feel good about it. What's next? That's where we want to go with that motivation. All right. I will admit, I'm going to be honest, clear the air here. The first time I was ever given a games supplement binder that went with a program, I chunked it in the back of my teacher closet. I had been down that road before. I knew I was going to have to cut, glue, laminate, take it home. Then I was going to give it to my husband, and he was going to have to cut out lamination for like 3 hours, and no one in the house was going to be happy. So this is cool. These games do not require major prep, and some don't require prep at all. All you need are your hands, your fingers. Guess what? Games can be quiet. Woohoo! They can be quiet and calm and organized. Who knew? It does not have to equal chaos, and that's super exciting. All right. When can I play reading games with my class? So many times. In the morning before the bell rings, you have those students in class, and let's be honest, if they're not following a directive, they're going to make their own. During a cleanup activity, lining up for lunch, lining up is a perfect time. If the first letter of your name spells the sound J, line up. If you have the vowel that spells the sound A, line up. Easy way to line up. And we're getting that phonemic awareness practice in with it. So we can play on the way to the playground. We can play on the way back in from the playground. All kinds of ways. End of the day, brain breaks. Indoor recess is coming. It's getting cold. Someone just told me it was Thomas just told me it was 17 degrees where he is. We would stay in down here if it was 17 degrees. I don't know about you. I'm imagining you probably bundle those babies up and go anyway. But if you have bad weather, indoor recess, it's winter, it's coming. Reading games are perfect to play during this time. Dismissal lines, bus riders, walkers, car riders, all the things like that. They can be playing these literacy games. So let's jump in and talk about some of these games. I have a few to show you that Francine and I will both demonstrate, and they can be a lot of fun. All right, so this game is called 1, 2, 3. Okay, the objective is to practice phoneme isolation by identifying consonant or vowel sound placement within a word. So, for example, and to winterize it, if I say the word snow and ask students to listen carefully to the word snow, and I hold up a 2, my students will say n because n is the second phoneme they hear. Or we could switch that around. If I say snow, o, my students could hold up a 3 because o is that third phoneme that they hear. All right. We can also use something that we call here a slide. We slide a couple of phonemes together. So if I say the initial bigram le, le, and then I say I to Francine, she's going to hold up a 2 because li, the second phoneme is I. Awesome. Okay. If I say the word lit and I hold up a 1, Francine's going to say,
Ooh.
ooh, good, because l is the first phoneme in the word lit. All right. Here's another one, Francine. Lit. She holds up a 3. Excellent, because t is the third phoneme in lit. Easy peasy. This is something you can definitely play on the way to lunch, on the way to playground, because it can be extremely quiet. All you have to do is say things like lit, t, and students, they don't say a word. They just hold up the number. 4 to 5 phonemes for first grade and up. It can be a little more complex if needed. If I say gift to Francine, gift, she's going to hold up. Yes, because is the third phoneme. Oh, let's winterize this one. If I say Grinch, Grinch, and I hold up a 5, Francine is going to say, excellent. G, er, I, n, ch. Perfect, Francine. You passed. Yay. Okay, moving on. This is my absolute favorite, I think. This is called Scramble. Scramble is so much fun. We practice short vowel slides. Remember, that's just the initial bigram that we use here. And you can use these in your classroom too. We practice short vowel slides to reinforce left to right reading and practice fluency and articulation as well. So what do you need? All you need is something to swat with. And we like to use fly swatters. They're fun. You can just write on your whiteboard or chart paper, and each student will need a fly swatter. And this is actually a picture from my classroom years ago of my students playing Scramble. So what I do is I call out the sound of a slide, and my students go ahead and swat. And the first one to swat it gets a point. So Scramble is so fun. There's really only one rule, and that's don't swat your friends. Make sure that they begin with both hands behind their back with their little fly swatter. All right, you can score it to three, and then two more can come up, or the winner could stay, and then someone else comes up. So it's kind of like a round robin here. You can do this with long vowels, short vowels, CVC words, anything that you're working on right now. You can put those options up on the board, call one out, and the students swat. So let's check out an example of this. All right, Francine, swat the slide, that initial bigram that begins the word blizzard. Blizzard. Oh, you got it. Okay, excellent. What did Francine swat? Bleh, bleh, which begins the word blizzard. All right. Okay, Francine, swat the slide that begins the word popcorn. Popcorn. Oh, we're new to this online. I'm kidding. Okay, that was good. Good deal. Good deal. All right, let's see what Francine swatted. She swatted P-O, paw. That starts popcorn. All right, Francine, last one. You've gotten 2 out of 3. Let's get 3 out of 3. Swat the slide that begins the word mitten. Mitten. Good job. Yay. All right. Francine swatted meh. And that initial bigram, that slide starts the word mitten. This is so good for that initial bigram phonemic awareness. So they are blending. They are sliding these two sounds together. So much fun. Whiteboard, fly swatters, kids go crazy over this. They absolutely love it. Moving on. Okay. My name is Rudolph. Love this game. I'm sure you've played it. You might have played it as a child. And what does this do? It promotes awareness of initial phonemes. I played this as a little girl in the 80s. Who knew I was working on my initial phoneme awareness? So, what do you need to play this? All you need are some alphabet cards, or you know what? You don't even have to have alphabet cards. You could have alphabet dice, or you could just tell a student a letter. So, alphabet cards, guess what? You're going to get these at tomorrow. Tomorrow, these are going to be emailed along with the recording. So, you will have these. So, what I'm going to say is I'm going to give Francine the letter J. And the instructions here are for easy or intermediate. So, the easy one says F, my name is Frosty, and I like French fries. Okay? That's easy. That's for your kinder group. Maybe even some of your first graders who are struggling a little bit. But if they're getting it, we can move up and add things to this. You could probably put a template on the board so that they can remember all these things. But they could say, C, my name is Carol, and my friend's name is Comet. We come from California, and we like candy canes. All of that, working on that that hard C sound. So this is really helping those initial phoneme sounds. Again, I'm going to give my friend Francine the letter J. Go.
Okay, my name is Jack, and my friend's name is James. We come from Jamaica, and we like jokes.
Ooh, that's good. Excellent. Okay. So I can't pass out alphabet cards right now because I can't reach you, but I'm going to tell you. Think of the first letter of your last name. The first letter of your last name. Mine is K. And so tell me in the chat your name, your friend's name, where you come from, and what you like. It's right here in the intermediate. So mine is K. I could say, my name is Katie. My friend is Ken. We come from Kentucky and we like kites. Awesome. Okay, so that is something you can definitely do with your students, and they're probably going to have a lot of fun doing this. You might have to do some moderating because there are some words you may not want them saying. They are children and it happens, but this game, super, super fun. All right, moving on. What do we have right here?
There's some great ones in the chat.
There are some good ones in the chat. Could you read one? I can't, it's not.
Sure, I'll read one. One says, "My name is Patty, and my friend's name is Pam. We come from Pennsylvania, and we like popcorn."
Oh, I love that. Oh, look at this one. My name is Tom. My friend is Tina. We come from Texas and we like tacos. Yay, speaking my language. Awesome. Very cool. So that is my name is Rudolph for the winterized version here. And again, you can change it to whatever you want. The next one, detective. Someone just wrote, I like ribs. I do too. There's another person that I like. Okay. Detective promotes individual and combination letter identification and sounds by identifying orthographic patterns. What that means is that if you just taught CH, we're looking for the CH digraph, right? So what you need, books, newspapers, magazines, their library book, anything like that that they can have in front of them that has text. Small magnifying glasses are cute. So are notepads, but they're not necessary. So this one's adorable, fun to watch. We're simply asking students to identify orthographic patterns. If you've just taught, like I said, CH digraph, they will become little detectives, little Sherlock Holmes people looking for the CH digraph. I gave my students like really cheap little flip notebooks, like I picture Sherlock Holmes having, and tiny little magnifying glasses that I got offline. And then they would look through maybe their library book or a newspaper article, or I bring in holiday magazines or something like that. And they would just write down in their little notebook the words they find with that skill. So let's look at this one. I have one for you here about Jake and Dave who went ice skating. So I'm going to read this. I want you just to count the vowel consonant E words that you find. Okay, here we go. Jake woke up at home. A note said, take a coat and ride to the lake. The lake had a thin sheet of ice. Jake rode past a gate and met Dave. Let's skate, said Dave. They made wide loops on the ice. The wind gave them a chill. Time to go home, said Jake. They rode back with a smile on each face. Anybody want to put in the chat how many you see? Oh, Amy, you're super close.
Oh,
Jill's in with the win. Good job. 25. I know it's kind of hard, like on a whim. But yes, this is something you can put in front of your students. Yes, we did count the same word more than once. Sorry about that, Ellen. You can give them a little notebook, a little magnifying glass, or you don't even have to. Just say, we're going to be detectives. We're looking for clues. We're looking for vowel consonant E. So any skill will work with this. All right, moving on, the blends game. The blends game is a lot of fun. This will help your students practice and master the blends in the English language. So what you need are blends cards. Don't freak, you're going to get these tomorrow along with the recording. What they look like are just cards that have blends on them. So here, BL, CL, FL, GL, PL, and SL. I think I got them out of order a little bit. All right, so you'll get LRS. I think you'll get trigraph and three-letter S blends. So all these blends that you can use to play with your students. There is one blend game. You can play different games with them, but the one blend game I want to show you today is how we hide one and get the student to guess which blend is missing. Okay, so you're going to pair up students. Each pair is going to receive a pack of blends. So this will be an L blend lesson, so they'll get all 6 L blends. One partner gives another all but one card, and then they hide the lone card. And then I'm going to let Francine see these, and she's going to try to figure out which blend I held back. Okay, so I'm going to choose a blend to hide for myself. She can't see it. And then I'm going to show her that I have BL, CL, GL. This is much easier when you can put them out on the carpet or on a desk. PL and SL. All right, Francine, do you know which L blend I hid from you?
Yes, you hid FL from me.
Oh my goodness, it's right here. Good job. Awesome. Yes, that's the one I hid. Okay, she's going to hide one from me now. Let's see.
All right, here we go. Let's see if you can see
Okay.
all of the blends. I'm
C
going to
L
show them to
L
you.
G L P L S.
Can you figure it out?
I think you hit BL. I didn't see BL.
You are right. Absolutely.
Awesome. Wonderful. This is a fun game for kids to try to figure out. You can use it in a few different ways. That's the one that we're playing today. And again, you'll get those blends packs tomorrow when they come out. All right, moving on. I hope that you found something in these games that you can use in your classroom. There are so many things going on right now between parties and end of semester testing, all kinds of things. So, we want to tell you thank you for all you continue to do in your classroom. Thank you for what you are doing for the future, future leaders in our world, future doctors, lawyers, all the littles that are going to grow up and do such amazing things. Thank you. Enjoy these games in your classroom. And I would like to offer you a couple of things here. So, you just probably had a pop-up. It's a poll. Just one question. How, if you would like to learn more about this program, remember you can use these games with any program, or actually, it doesn't even need a program. These are just literacy games to play in the classroom. But if you would like to learn more about our program, where Francine and I are, Reading Horizons, go ahead and click the yes, please follow up with me. All right, give you a few minutes to answer that one. And also, again, I want to thank you for joining us. Before we wrap up, we have a couple of ways you can learn more about Reading Horizons. That first way, answer yes. And the second way is that we are offering to teachers a free access to the light version of our program. And if you want to put your camera on that code right there, you can get access to it. We would love to see what you think about it. See the joy and excitement that we do every day when we go into classrooms and watch this magic work. And all you have to do is click the Start Your Free Trial button. It takes less than a minute to sign up. It's so much fun. All right. Thank you again from me, Jenny Kier. Thank you, Francine. It
You're
was
welcome. It was so much fun.
it was so much fun. I appreciate you. So again, answer that poll. And then if you would like to see or try out this free teacher access, go ahead, put your camera on that QR code, and less than a minute, you can start using our program. I appreciate you all so much. Enjoy the holiday break. Get some rest.